Greetings. So, this is a part of my documented series of my diary to my dad, daddy's baby, and just can't help it. And today is Wednesday, July 18th. It's 8:26 a.m. and I'm doing my diary vlog. Yesterday I didn't do a diary vlog. I have been stressed, so I'm going to give some information in regards to all of the things prior to the visit of my father. First and foremost, last year I was having issues with my car. Not that the car wasn't working, but issues with it because as of like July, August of last year, 2017, I wanted to go and see and visit my parents and see my family. My mother had been saying, different things in regards to my father not doing well and so forth and so on. So again, as I said in my first video, I'm really a sensitive and emotional type of person. Let it be known that my family does not really like to tell me tragic things of health and different stuff because I'm the one that will like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And when I am very stressed or something's extremely overwhelming, what I tend to do is my body immediately, not that I make it do that, but my coping mechanism of what my body does on its own is goes into hyperventilating and then a retching and a gagging, and then I end up making myself sick. And so then I'm I'm in the drama of throwing up, but nothing's coming out but just whatever, just saliva or whatever in the pit of my stomach is coming up. So I'm retching, gagging, and I'm in the process of vomiting, but nothing's coming up. So that's what my body just automatically does when I'm under duress or stressed. So I knew it was getting close to the time of me having to reinstate my tax, my state tax, so that I could drive. There have been so much craziness, insurance lapsed, tax suspended, all kind of stuff. And I was really trying to get my car together. So, and then plus a tune-up before I took this leave and come to go to drive to see my parents. So unfortunately that didn't happen, and within the crust of that, I ended up getting a ticket in 2017 with the insurance and the tax being suspended. And so my car had to actually, brand new car, well, for me, sitting up for 3 months, and I wasn't able to drive it. So just imagine not being able, you get up in the morning, you catch the bus, then you catch a train so that you can get to work, and you have to see your car for 3 months. 3 months and 3 days. You see your car in the morning and when you walk up and leave. Not only was I still paying the car note, I was paying the car insurance within that time. Since July of last year, I was looking for another position that paid more money. You might see a Just Toy Edgy Woody Ron candid rant in regards to the a job interview that I had went on, and I had found myself in this precarious situation a few times, a job being posted saying one thing and then the job totally being something else when I get there. I knew that from the job that I was on that they were going to end up shutting hours, or hours were going to be cut because there would not be any work due to the holidays coming up. So I was really trying to find something else before that happened, because I'm being paid hourly, not salary, and I need every penny of that. So needless to say, I did not get a job, a better job. So I've got this ticket that I've got to pay. I've got to go to court. I've got to get my car all in order in order to drive it. So within that time, my there was like bad snowstorms, and the inclement weather was messing with my battery. So my battery, I had to literally have someone come out and give me a jump every time I drove the car or turned the car all the time. I can't tell you how many times someone came out to give me a jump because my battery was dead. From that time from last year of November up until just June of 2018, hours were being cut. There were no clients coming in the office. Some work weeks were 20 hours plus all of so many other incidences that were happening in my life that I did not start. There were a lot of time taken off of work to move into an apartment, to turn on utilities, to deal with car situations, to go on job interviews, which was a waste of time. And here I am still now adding on or subtracting the hours from work. So I would get this small paycheck, and how I was paying rent and paying bills, I have no idea. So how was I going to get a battery? Batteries were like $150, $160. How was I going to get a battery so that I could drive my car? Plus, I don't want a warrant out for my arrest. I haven't gotten a ticket since I was 17 years old. So I go to court, I have to get in compliance. And so I had a little, this other business that I was working, I took money out of that to get in compliance, money that I really didn't have, money that I shouldn't have spent, money that was not for me to spend, and got in compliance. Then I go back to court, show them everything. Now I'm on probation. So the probation is that I go and pay these tickets off, which amount to $2,500, and they give me 2 years to be on probation to pay the tickets off. So that's another headache. That's another bill that I can't afford. And so my father's getting worse and worse and worse. And I'm now like in the aspect of my head is all over the place. And how am I going to get to see my dad? Well, June 20th, which I already know. I don't know if you ever have a premonition. Some people may call them premonitions. Some people call them psychic, seer, whatever you want to label it as. But I look at it as that the Holy Spirit the warning always comes before the judgment. And I knew that this lady that was on a job, and I did a rant on that about prejudice and racism in the workplace. I knew that once this lady got here, she was 100% racist. She was a frenemy, prejudice, and backstabber, that she was going to get rid of everybody in that office. And she did. She did. I saw it coming. So me being laid off now, I've been let go from this job. And 3 people that were hired because of her quit. And 2 people that were on the job had eventually quit because of her racist rants, her telling on them for just silly things. And so they ended up finding other jobs. One didn't find another job. One found another job and quit. And then another one just said, I'm good. He was receiving other supplemental income, and he just left like, I can't take it. And then another young lady who is the sweetest got into it with the lady, and she was fired. I come to later find this out. And then there was another person that was let go. So we now have like 7 people, and these people were going and complaining. But anyways, I'm getting off the subject. So I lost my job. And then within the week, not even a few days, a week of that, a couple of weeks of that, of just being stressed, not knowing how I'm going to pay rent, how I'm going to take care of anything. And unemployment here takes a minute, and then most cases you probably have to appeal it and go through all that rigmarole, and by that time that happens, you're talking about 6-7 weeks before you even see some money. How am I going to eat? How am I going to pay bills? How am I going to do anything? So so my mother, actually in her 70s, just started doing FaceTime, and I said, well, let me see Dad. And I saw Dad, and I broke down. My dad is hospice care. My mom's taking care of my dad, and she really doesn't have the energy to do so. But she's like fully faithful and committed. When she's showed the picture, or I was on video, there's blisters on his lips. His eye is closed from when he fell. My father has 79%. He can see in one eye, and then 80% sight lost in the other eye. He doesn't talk. He's a shell of himself. So he weighs probably $105. And it's hard. It's really hard because to see that and to deal with that. So July 7th, my partner, I was cooking, and I had company, family company. And I said, can you drive across the street to get some hamburger buns? Because I was making some veggie sloppy joes. I'm a vegetarian, pescatarian. And he didn't even make it out of the complex, and he got in an accident and totaled my car. Still on the premises. So not only was I stressing about money for almost a year and getting a better job and barely making ends meet, barely eating, not even able to buy food. I'm hustling all of my endeavors, my artistic endeavors. And if you're an artist, you know that it's very hard to build yourself in that area. So the photography, the writing, the vlogs, all of that, everything, all of my artistic endeavors, it takes time to make money. I opened up a business, online business, and that's taking time to grow. It's going to be at least a year or so, I guess, before the money starts making money. So it's not like I'm not trying. I don't sell drugs. I don't babysit, and I don't know how to do hair. So those quick hustles and certain quick hustles that people just are innate to can do. I don't even have the money to put in money and to start cooking food and selling food, that kind of thing. Like, there's just so many hustles that you can do, but mine are not bringing in the paper that I want them. And please believe that all of the things that I've accumulated and since I've been here have been strategic financial planning and other things, because I am a DIY person and another person's trash is my treasure. So it's just been really hard. It's not to say that nobody hasn't helped me. That's not what it's about, but my car wrecked. So my feelings were really hurt. I was driving my car down. I finally got my car on the road. My car has only been on the road for like 3 months and 3 days, and then the car accident. So how am I going to get to see my mom, my dad, and how am I going to go see my family? This is going to be very bittersweet for me. I have been under so much duress for like the past year. For the last 6-7 months, suffering. I went into a deep, dark depression. I hear Michelle Williams, probably by the time this is done, this will be historic. She checked herself into a mental hospital from Destiny's Child because she'd been suffering depression. My depression, I had been suffering for 7 months. I was in a really dark place. I was physically ill. This is when I was grinding. I was doing the flyers and I was doing self-promotions and I was getting business. I do have another entity working in the entertainment industry, and I was getting clients and clients and clients that were coming to me, but all they wanted to do was talk, and I'm like, I need the deposit. Like, this is what I can do for you and your business, your company, build your website, this, that, and the third. A lot of them were flukes, a lot of them were liars, a lot of them didn't have their money, so it was just like crazy with that. So it wasn't like I wasn't utilizing any of my talents, and some of those things I was able to hustle. Some of those things I was able to make money in my photography, and I was able to, but they were far and few in between, is what I'm saying. Me making or coming up with extra money. So I leave tomorrow, and now the means of transportation is for me to get on the Greyhound bus. I don't have anything issues with getting on the Greyhound bus, but it's not what I wanted to do. And the person who wrecked my car paid for my ticket, and of course is going to have, we have a financial agreement which will be in place to pay for deductibles and everything else. I also have been stressed because now I have others residing with me, and I'm real petty about the cleaning of my house, and so everything's just getting to me. My nerves are just totally just wrenched and pulled, and I not even have the energy just to take care of myself. I don't have any strength. I don't have any energy. I don't know if you've ever been there where, you can't move. You can't just, you don't want to feed yourself. You just, and I find myself like wanting to eat and not eat. And I'm working on getting the more weight off. So it's just been extremely just tensive and pensive and stressed and duressed, and I've been managing very well because I refuse to let myself get back into the depression that I was in. I don't want to take Prozac, Xanax, nothing like that. I've been offered that. I don't want it. I'm not into pharmaceutical drugs and things of that nature, so I don't want to do that. I just can't do that. So I will be packing, cleaning up my room, doing all of the little things, making sure my house is together before I leave, and washing hair and clothes, and doing all of that today, and leaving at 4 o'clock in the morning to go to see my parents. And I really am not looking forward to the bus trip. I'm really not. The whole idea of me driving my car from Atlanta to Louisiana, which is where I'm going to be going, which would just take me an 8.5, 9-hour drive if I left at 3 o'clock in the morning. And that's what I planned on doing. The week of last week was to go get the tune-up and to go and get a tune-up and back brakes for my car so that I could drive my car. A cute little Nissan Versa that I named Envy, red 4-door hatchback. And that was my baby. Now she's gone. And so not only am I dealing with that, I'm dealing with a lost job, I'm dealing with finances, I'm dealing with keeping a roof over my head, not becoming homeless, paying utilities, and feeding myself. I now have to deal with my father dying in the car, and there's just so much I'm up under. I'm grateful, but this is my journey, and this is vlog 2 of Daddy's Baby, and just can't help it.